Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late, guys. I was caught up in a meeting today, but good morning. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing? If you're tuning in, please leave a comment in the box. Let me know where you're tuning in from. What city, what state, or what country are you tuning in from? I am in Orlando, Florida, well, Lake Mary, which is a suburb of Orlando. So good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. I'm not on TikTok today. And if this is your first time tuning in, my name is 𝐏𝐥𝐞𝐚𝐬𝐞 𝐂𝐚𝐥𝐥 I am an immigration attorney. I represent clients in all 50 states in the United States and internationally with their family immigration matters. So your location doesn't matter. You can give me a call or to schedule a consultation. My number is 407-995-6567, or you could go directly to our website now and schedule your consultation. And if this is your first time tuning in and you're not a follower, definitely follow us, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You doing that, you'll get notified once we go live. Once I have new information, you'll be one of the first to know. And if you haven't checked out my new website, which I just announced on my social media platforms today, definitely check it out and comment. Let me know what you like about it. I'm pretty excited about the new brand. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jude from YouTube. Good morning, Duro Jayolaye-kun. Somebody on YouTube says, is medical examination request a good sign? Yes, that is a good sign. So if you get well, let me put a caveat here. It depends on what stage you're in. So let's say you just submitted your application and you get a notice of deficiency, and the notice of deficiency says we don't have a medical exam. That just means it's a common letter that they send basically saying that, make sure you bring it to the interview. However, if you get an RFE, a request for additional evidence, and the request for additional evidence is specifically saying, provide us with your medical exam, that is a very good sign. And that basically means that they are going to be making a decision without an interview. And likely, if your medical exam is fine, you will be getting approved. Most likely. So if that's the case, it's definitely a good sign. Guys, as always, leave your questions and your comments in the box. I'm going to try to get to as many of them as I can. Once I finish talking about this topic, this might be a bit rushed because, I told you guys I have a USCIS interview via telephone today. What that means is, due to COVID, some USCIS offices are allowing us attorneys appear by phone. So sometimes when my clients are out of state, I appear by phone. So I might jump off soon. But leave in the comments where you're tuning in from. So as I was saying, so I want to talk about divorce and getting a permanent green card. And when I say permanent green card, I'm talking about a 10-year green card and not a conditional green card. So a lot of times people contact me and say, I'm divorced or my spouse is threatening divorce. I have I don't have my green card at all. I don't even have a conditional green card. Or they say, I have a conditional green card. I don't know what to do. So let's talk about that. So I'm going to talk about the conditional one first. So if you have a conditional green card, what that means is that you have a 2-year green card, right? And your spouse is threatening divorce and your spouse wants to divorce you. So most people are worried, or they're trying to avoid their spouse so that they don't have to sign the divorce decree. So I'm here to tell you, fear not. If your spouse wants to divorce you and your marriage is not working, that's okay. You can file for divorce or you can sign your divorce papers as long as you can show that you have a bona fide marriage. It's just that your marriage didn't work out. If your marriage didn't work out, you don't have to stay in a bad marriage. So as long as you can show you have a bona fide marriage, and it's just that your marriage didn't work out because, you guys have irreconcilable differences, you still will be able to go from having a 2-year green card to a permanent green card. You just have to provide that documentation. And if you're worried about when your 2 years is going to expire or when you need to submit your application by, there is an exception when you are divorced. When you're divorced, you don't have to send it at the 3-year mark. You can send it earlier than that. Not the 3 year, I'm sorry, the 2-year mark. You can send it earlier than that. So let's say you guys have been married for 6 months and you file for divorce and you're divorced within a year of you having your conditional green card. You can request for removal of conditions based on divorce as long as you have the divorce decree and you're able to show that to USCIS and provide proof of your marriage. Same thing, if you filed for divorce or the divorce already happened and it's been more than 2 years after, even if it's more than 5 years after, there are exceptions as well for late entries. So please don't sit down and just think that because you're divorced, you cannot remove the conditions on your green card. You can still remove the conditions and we can still request for those exceptions even if it's late. So now, the only difference is that once you get a divorce, you're no longer going to be eligible with a conditional green card scenario to ask for citizenship after 3 years of having your green card. You have to wait for 5 years, okay? Because that's the requirement. If you're divorced, you wait for 5 years. So I'm going to talk about the exceptions when I talk about VAWA now. So if you're a VAWA, guys, hold on one second. Let me just get this stuff out so I can see what I'm doing. So if you are somebody who you're married to a U.S. citizen, you're married to a green card holder, the person has never filed for you before, or they filed for you and your case is pending, meaning you don't have any green card at all, you don't have a temporary green card, nothing. In that situation, one of the things that we want to look at is what resulted or what caused the divorce. Was your spouse abusive? Was your spouse extremely toxic to you? Were they extremely cruel? Were they abusive? Has your spouse caused you mental anguish? All those things. If that is the case and the reason why you divorced, you probably might qualify to file based on VAWA, which are for victims of extreme cruelty by their U.S. citizen spouses or their green card holder spouses. In that case, the requirement is that if you're divorced and you're filing for VAWA, the divorce has to have happened within 2 years of you filing. So if you come to me and you say, oh, I've been divorced, we divorced 3 years ago, for VAWA purposes, you're not going to be able to apply for VAWA. If you're a conditional green card holder, you can apply. But if it's VAWA and you've been divorced for more than 2 years, you cannot apply for VAWA. However, if you've been divorced for under 2 years, you can apply. And I know that another question that I get asked a lot is, well, what if I already have a pending petition? Like I have a pending removal of conditions on my conditional green card, or I have a pending VAWA. Can I then file for divorce? The answer is in both scenarios, yes, you can file for divorce. Obviously, once your divorce is finalized, USCIS will have to have a copy of your final decree, letting them know that the divorce has actually happened. Again, with both, you still want to prove a bona fide marriage. With VAWA, of course, you want to show a bona fide marriage and the extreme cruelty that took place, but a divorce does not bar you. The other difference is that unlike a conditional green card where if you get a divorce, you have to wait for 5 years to get your U.S. citizen, if you file for VAWA based on abuse in your divorce, you can still get your citizenship after 3 years of having a green card. You don't have to wait 5 years because you got your green card based on VAWA. So that is that as far as divorce and, getting a green card. It does not bar you. It just depends on your circumstance. So, if you know that you're having marital problems with your spouse or you're on the cusp or teetering on the edge of divorce, it's really a good idea to try to keep as much information as you have to show that you have a bona fide marriage. And you document all those things so that when you do divorce, your spouse is not like seizing your documents or holding those things against you, so you don't have anything to submit to show a bona fide marriage. Okay, so I'm going to take your questions now. I know I'm going real fast because I want to try and get as much stuff as I can before I have to jump on this interview. Hi, Roxanne. Blessed morning to you as well. Good morning, Nomsa. Hi, Cecilia. Good morning, 𝐏𝐥𝐞𝐚𝐬𝐞. Jude, good morning. He says, I'm a divorced man. How can I get a green card for my ex-wife? So the question is, Jude, is your ex-wife a U.S. citizen or is she a green card holder? If the answer is yes, one of the things that I would ask is, when did you get divorced? Has it been more than 2 years? If it's been under 2 years, I would definitely recommend calling me for an evaluation to see if you might qualify for VAWA. If you qualify for VAWA, you might be able to, then apply and get your 10-year green card that way. And for those of you asking, my phone number is 407-995-6567. You can also send us a WhatsApp, especially if you're international. The number is 404-333-8751. Okay, so Duro says, I already booked a consultation with you on the 30th of this month. Excellent. I look forward to speaking with you. And Nomsa needs to book a consultation and she's in New Jersey. Okay, definitely. Like I mentioned, give me a call. My number is scrolling through the ticker right there. You can take it. Also, guys, on my new website, you can literally click on book a consultation there and you can book it by yourself. You don't even need to call the office. So, anybody saying they're expecting a call, feel free to call. Feel free to schedule it yourself. You can schedule it via your phone. So that shouldn't be a problem, okay? So Duro says, what about if you've been separated for about 2 years? So separation is not divorce, okay? And it depends on what the rules in your state are, but separation is not divorce. So if you've been separated for more than 2 years and you want to file a VAWA petition, you still qualify to file a VAWA petition, but they will look at you as still married and not divorced because, again, separation is not divorce. So they're not going to say, oh, it's been more than 2 years since you've been separated. However, in the case of a conditional green card, if you've been separated but not divorced, then the only waiver that will be available to you if your spouse is not coming is based on hardship or if you can show that your spouse has been extremely cruel and abusive to you, okay? So Jude says, I got divorced only 2 months ago and she's a U.S. citizen. Okay, so yeah, definitely call me. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on with you and see if you qualify, okay? Somebody says, write your number on the screen on Instagram. Okay, I'm going to try and write it without disrupting. I really suck at going live on Instagram and typing all those things. It's easier for me on Facebook. So guys, just give me a second to type this number in for the folks on Instagram. So it's 407-995-6567. How do I pin it? Just give me a second. Okay, pin comment. Now everybody can see. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie says, I'm here to say congratulations on your new website. Love to see it. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And for those of you who need a good brand developer, Stephanie is great. So check her out at Soverve. Somebody here says pin your numbers as well on Facebook. Can you guys not see my number? Okay, I'm going to do it again here. You guys are giving me so much work today. What's that about? So I hope you guys can see it. I don't know how to pin it, but I hope you guys can see it. Okay, I think somebody pinned it for me. Thank you. Okay, so somebody says, I was married to a U.S. military person and I had a son with him, but I never applied. Can I qualify for a green card? So Zebibi, the answer is that it depends on what the reason for your divorce was. Was it just that you guys don't get along and you filed for divorce, or was your spouse cruel to you? And you're in a toxic relationship that affected you psychologically and emotionally. So what I would suggest is you giving me a call and I think I paused on Instagram, a call coming through. Can you guys on Instagram see me? I'm having so much tech issues today. Instagram, can you guys see me? Let me know if you can see me. Let's see. Oh, my client is ready for their interview, so I'm going to be jumping off very soon, guys. Can you guys see me on Instagram? If you can see me on Instagram, definitely comment and let me know. I can't see anybody, but I hope you guys can see me. If not, I'm sorry about that. That's the internet's problem. So yeah, so somebody says on Facebook, I have a pending application for removal of condition of my green card, and I'm 18, and I have my 18 months extension. It's expired in May. Can this be as a result of our separation? So Duro, if you guys are separated and you're not divorced, you better file for that divorce just before they schedule you for your interview, so that you have a divorce as an option if you didn't have extreme cruelty or abuse in your marriage. If your stuff has expired, you can definitely go to InfoPass and get a new stamp so that they can stamp your passport with an additional green card. I don't know what's going on Instagram. What is happening? Guys on Instagram, can you guys see me? All right, Instagram, I think I'm back on. Can you guys see me now on Instagram? Let me know if you can see me. I don't know what happened. I hope that's not the USCIS officer calling me that I just declined, but I don't think so. We're super early. As I was saying, so yeah, you know, if you're not divorced and you're removing conditions, you're going to have a tough time if there's no abuse there, because otherwise you should be filing with your spouse. But again, you can give me a call. Let's see what exactly is going on, and then I can advise accordingly. So his wife, Nikki, says, I filed for a valid petition in 2019. Okay, you guys can see me now on Instagram. Great. I filed for a valid petition in 2019 and I received my work permit and all that good stuff. But do I have to be divorced? And if so, I don't have any idea of where the spouse is. So divorce is hard done. And he made it clear he will not sign the papers and they are gone. Will this disrupt my process? So a person who submits a valid petition does not have to file for divorce. You know, you filing for divorce or not filing for divorce does not disrupt your process at all. However, if you choose to get divorced, it doesn't matter what your spouse has to say. The way it works is that the courts will serve your spouse, you know, the skip trace and process servers who locate your spouse and give it to him. After a while, if he doesn't respond, you'll get the default judgment of the divorce. So it doesn't matter what he wants to do, but don't let him hold you hostage. If you want to get divorced, get divorced. But that being said, it's not going to affect a valid petition, whether you're divorced or not. Many people file VAWA and never divorce their spouse and choose to stay in their marriages. So there's no requirement. All right, guys, let me see if you have any other questions. Destiny, good morning. Let me look on Instagram. I know you guys, I lost y'all on Instagram. So somebody says, my brother is an athlete and he travels the world for work. Can he get married in the USA and still leave the US for work? Well, it depends, you know, on how he's leaving. So if he gets married and he's traveling, as long as he has a valid visa to enter the United States, that's not a problem. However, if he marries a US citizen and he files a petition in the United States, he needs to wait. He needs to wait until he gets a travel permit. When he gets a travel permit, he can travel within that time, but he has to be careful. The reason why he has to be careful is if he travels and they schedule him for biometrics or they schedule him for an interview and he's not around because, you know, he's going to so many different places, you know, he might miss it. So if he's traveling, it has to be short term, or maybe it might be better for him to consular process. So meaning marry the US citizen and then process it in his own country so that he can travel wherever he wants from his own country. And then once they schedule him for his interview in his home country, he can do the interview, get his green card, and then he's free to travel around the world or do whatever he wants to do. Okay. All right, let's see. Do you guys have any other questions? Let me see. Tender says, you're doing well. Bless you. Thank you. God bless you too. Marvin says, good morning, Chidole from Iowa. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Let me see if there are any other questions you guys have. Oh, I just skipped on. Somebody asked, how can I get a fiance visa? So are you the fiance? Are you the person that needs a visa? Well, the first thing is that you need to fall in love and meet a US citizen that you're in love with. You know, if you get engaged to a US citizen, your US citizen's fiance can petition for you. In order for them to petition for you to get that fiance visa, they need to be a U.S. citizen. They need to make sure that their income meets at least 100% of the poverty guideline for whatever they claim on their taxes. They also need to make sure that they've seen you at least once in the last 2 years. And if they haven't, they have to show extenuating circumstances that has stopped them from seeing you. If they're able to do this, then you'll be able to get your fiance visa. Once you get your fiance visa, you're given 90 days to get married. Once you come into the United States, so you can get married that same week you come in. If you don't marry within 90 days and you go marry somebody else, you're never going to be able to become a green card holder while in the United States. If you do marry, but you marry after the 90 days, then you're going to have to start your entire application process again. So those are the two options. Flex says, you're beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Denise says, can a U.S. citizen who does not work file for you? Do you mean as a joint sponsor? If that is the question that you're asking, well, they can't file as a joint sponsor unless they have some kind of asset or income that shows. Or are you saying that if your spouse is a U.S. citizen and they don't work, can they file for you? If that is the question that you're asking, the answer is that they can file for you. They're just going to have to show proof that they don't have taxes because they don't have the income. And then you have to get a joint sponsor. You have to get somebody to sponsor you, that meets the income requirement. And that person has to be a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. I'm going to take one more question and I have to jump off because I have a USCIS interview with my client. What's the typical processing time for a fiance visa? Okay, so the typical processing time right now, we're seeing like 12 months to 15 months, honestly. Like, it used to be much shorter, but with the COVID and a lot of the consulates being closed, it's just, things are just taking longer than they need to. So that's the wait time right now. Let me just see. I don't think I have any questions. Okay, this is the last question. So Zarnila on Instagram says, I filed for VAWA in June 2019. How long before I get an approval? I already got to prima facie, which expires, and I still haven't received my EAD renewal. What do you mean your EAD renewal? Did you file for it? Did you actually file for your work permit? If you filed for your work permit renewal, you should have received a receipt, and your receipt acts as, a temporary work permit until you get the new EAD. EAD means Employment Authorization Card. And then if you filed in June 2019, any day now, in the next couple of months, hopefully you should hear something, okay? All right, guys. Well, it was nice seeing you guys. I will be live again tomorrow around 9 to 9:05. Hopefully, I won't have a last-minute meeting where I'm rushing so I could take more of your questions. I hope you guys have a productive Wednesday. And definitely go check out my new website and comment and let me know if you like it. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.